Chapter 7, Skin Structure, Growth, and Nutrition. No matter how advanced the latest skincare technology may be, you still have to learn how to care for your client's skin and know what you should do to keep it healthy. That means you must study the structure of the skin, how skin grows, and why it is important to maintain a healthy diet. The skin is the largest organ of the body. It's a direct reflection of the nutrients you eat and the healthy habits you keep. Cosmetologists are not allowed to diagnose, prescribe, or provide any type of treatment for abnormal conditions, illnesses, or diseases. This includes ones related to the skin. Cosmetologists refer clients with medical issues to dermatologists more than to any other type of physician. Dermatology is the medical branch of science that deals with the study of the skin and its nature, structure, functions, diseases, and treatment. A dermatologist is a physician who specializes in diseases and disorders of the skin, hair, and nails. Cosmetologists may be allowed to clean skin, preserve the health of skin, and beautify the skin, depending on the laws and regulations of their state. An esthetician specializes in cleansing, beautification, and preservation of the health of the skin on the entire body, including the face and neck. The skin is the largest and one of the most important organs of the body. It covers 3,000 square inches. It weighs 6 to 9 pounds. It protects muscles, bones, and nerves. It's a barrier against the environment. Healthy skin should be free of any visible signs of disease, infection, or injury. Healthy skin is slightly moist, is soft and flexible, is smooth and fine-grained, has a surface that is slightly acidic, has immune responses that react quickly to organisms that touch or try to enter it. Appendages of the skin include hair, nails, and sudoriferous and sebaceous glands. Continued pressure on the skin causes calluses. The skin of the scalp has larger and deeper hair follicles to accommodate the longer hair of the head. And the skin is composed of two main divisions, the epidermis and the dermis. The epidermis contains no blood vessels, but has many small nerve endings. The epidermis is made up of 5 layers. The stratum corneum is the horny layer. It's the outermost layer of the epidermis. Its scale-like cells are constantly shed and replaced. Cells contain the protein keratin that combines with a thin covering of oil to make the skin water-resistant. The complex of lipids between the cells is known as the barrier function, whose purpose is to keep the skin moist by preventing water evaporation and to guard against irritants penetrating the skin surface. The second layer is the stratum lucidum. It's the clear, transparent layer under the stratum corneum. It consists of small cells through which light can pass. This layer is thicker on the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. Stratum granulosum, also known as the granular layer. It's the layer of the epidermis that is composed of cells that look like granules and are filled with keratin. The cells die as they are pushed to the surface to replace dead cells that are shed from the stratum corneum. Stratum spinosum. That's the spiny layer just above the stratum germinativum. The spiny layer is where the process of skin cell shedding begins. Stratum germinativum is the deepest layer of the epidermis. This is the live layer of the epidermis that produces new epidermal skin cells and is responsible for the growth of the epidermis. It contains special cells called melanocytes that produce the dark skin pigment called melanin. The dermis is the underlying or inner layer of the skin, also called the derma, corium, cutis, or true skin. It's about 25 times thicker than the epidermis. It is highly sensitive and contains blood vessels, lymph vessels, nerves, sweat and oil glands, hair follicles, erector pili muscles, and papillae. It is made up of 2 layers, the papillary or superficial layer and the reticular or deeper layer. The papillary layer is the outer layer of the dermis, lying directly beneath the epidermis. It contains small cone-shaped projections called dermal papillae of elastic tissue that point upward to the epidermis. Some papillae contain looped capillaries and others contain small epidermal structures called tactile corpuscles with nerve endings that are sensitive to touch and pressure. This layer also contains melanocytes, which is the pigment-producing cells. The top of the papillary layer, where it joins the epidermis, is called the epidermal-dermal junction. The reticular layer is the deeper layer of the dermis that supplies the skin with all of its oxygen and nutrients. It contains the following structures within its network: fat cells, sudoriferous glands, blood vessels, hair follicles, lymph vessels, erector pili muscles, sebaceous glands, nerve endings. The subcutaneous tissue is the fatty layer found below the dermis, also called adipose or subcutaneous tissue. It varies in thickness according to age, sex, and general health. It gives smoothness and contour to the body. It contains fats for energy and acts as a protective cushion for the outer skin. Fluids of the skin: blood. Blood delivers nutrients and oxygen to the skin and takes away cellular waste products and carbon dioxide. Nutrients are molecules from foods such as protein, carbohydrates, and fats. These nutrients are necessary for cell life, repair, and growth. Lymph. Lymph are the clear fluids of the body that bathe the skin cells. They remove toxins and cellular waste and have immune functions that help protect the skin and body against disease. Networks of blood arteries and lymph vessels in the subcutaneous tissue send their smaller branches to the hair papillae, hair follicle, and skin glands. Nerves of the skin: motor nerve fibers are distributed to the erector pili muscles attached to the hair follicles. Motor nerves carry impulses from the brain to the muscles. Sensory nerve fibers react to heat, cold, touch, pressure, and pain. They send messages to the brain. The secretory nerve fibers are distributed to sweat and oil glands of the skin. They regulate the excretion of perspiration from sweat glands and control the flow of sebum to the surface of the skin. The papillary layer of the dermis houses the nerve endings that provide the body with the sense of touch, pain, heat, cold, and pressure. Nerve endings are most abundant in the fingertips. Complex sensations such as vibrations seem to depend on the sensitivity of a combination of those nerve endings. Skin color depends primarily on melanin. The color of the skin is a hereditary trait and varies among races and nationalities. Genes determine the amount and type of pigment produced in an individual. Melanin are the tiny grains of pigment that are produced by melanocytes, then deposited into cells in the basal layer of the epidermis and the papillary layers of the dermis. There are two types of melanin. Pheomelanin is red to yellow in color, and it generally is light-colored skin. Eumelanin is dark brown to black skin. Same goes for hair. Sun protection. Melanin helps protect sensitive cells from the sun's UV light, but it does not provide enough protection to prevent skin damage. Daily use of a broad-spectrum sunscreen with a sun protection factor of 15 or higher can help the melanin protect the skin from burning, skin cancer, and premature aging. Broad-spectrum sunscreen means that the sunscreen product has been shown to protect against both UVA and UVB rays from the sun. Strength and flexibility of the skin. There are two structures, collagen and elastin, that make up 70% of the dermis and give strength, form, and flexibility to the skin. Collagen is a fibrous protein that gives skin form and strength. Healthy collagen fibers allow skin to stretch and contract. If fibers become weakened, skin can lose tone and suppleness, wrinkle, and sag. Elastin is a protein base similar to collagen that forms elastic tissue. It gives skin flexibility and elasticity and helps skin regain its shape even after repeated stretching and expanding. The glands of the skin. The sudoriferous glands are the sweat glands. They excrete perspiration and detoxify the body by excreting excess salt and unwanted chemicals. They consist of a secretory coil, the coiled base of the sudoriferous gland, and a tube-like sweat duct that ends at the surface of the skin to form the sweat pore. Practically all parts of the body are supplied with sudoriferous glands, which are more numerous on the palms of the hands, the soles of the feet, the forehead, and the underarm. They regulate body temperature and help eliminate waste products from the body. Sebaceous glands are your oil glands. They consist of little sacs whose ducts open into hair follicles. They secrete sebum that lubricates the skin and preserves the softness of hair. These glands are found everywhere on the body except the palms of your hands and soles of your feet. Sebum flows through oil ducts leading to the mouths of hair follicles. When it becomes hardened, the duct becomes clogged. A comedo is formed. An open comedo is when the sebum hardens and the duct becomes clogged. A pore impaction called an open comedo, also known as a blackhead, a hair follicle filled with dead keratinized cells and sebum, is formed. Closed comedo, also known as a whitehead, is also filled with dead cells and sebum, but has a very small surface follicle opening and appears as a small white bump just under the skin's surface. This type of lesion can lead to acne, a papule, or a pustule. Acne, also known as acne vulgaris, is a skin disorder characterized by chronic inflammation of the sebaceous glands from retained secretions and bacteria known as Propionibacterium acnes, which is abbreviated P. acnes, which is the technical term for acne bacteria. A papule is also known as a pimple. It's a small elevation on the skin that contains no fluid but may develop pus. A pustule is a raised, inflamed papule with a white or yellow center containing pus in the top of the lesion, referred to as the head of the pimple. Functions of the skin: protection, sensation, heat regulation, excretion, secretion, and absorption. Small amounts, under absorption, small amounts of fatty materials, such as those used in many advanced skincare formulations, may be absorbed between the cells and through the hair follicles and sebaceous gland openings. However, cosmetic products are not formulated to penetrate the epidermis. Promoting nutrition and skin health. Essential nutrients. Essential nutrients are obtained through eating and drinking. The body cannot make nutrients in sufficient amounts to sustain itself properly. Skin disorders, fatigue, stress, depression, and some diseases can be caused by an unhealthful diet or improper hydration. Essential nutrients: carbohydrates are needed for energy to run every function within the body. Fats are needed for many body functions, including hormones, sebum production, and absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, which are A, D, E, and K. Proteins are important for building muscle and blood tissues and for cell repair and replacement. Vitamins are required for many body functions to occur. Minerals used by cells to produce important biochemicals that have many body functions. And water makes up 50 to 70% of the body's weight and is necessary for virtually every function of the cells and body. The United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, developed a special program to help people determine the amounts of food they need to eat from the 5 basic food groups. It is called MyPlate, and you can find it at www.choosemyplate.com. The 5 basic food groups are grains, dairy, vegetables, protein foods, and fruits. Dietary guidelines: eat a variety of foods. ChooseMyPlate.gov for the right mix of foods. Eat fruits, vegetables, and grains. Select a diet that is high in fresh fruits, vegetables, and grain products and low in fats, saturated fat, and cholesterol. Eat moderate salt and sugar. Drink appropriate water. Appropriate is to divide your body weight by 2, and that is how many ounces of water you should drink daily. Minimize alcohol intake and exercise properly. You want to maintain or improve your weight. Vitamins and dietary supplements. Vitamins play an important role in the skin's health, often aiding in healing and softening the skin and in fighting diseases. There are 13 essential vitamins: A, C, D, E, K, and 8 B-complex vitamins. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are fat-soluble vitamins. They're found in the fats in foods, and can be stored in the body. Vitamins C and B are water-soluble, meaning the body uses and loses them quickly, so they must be replenished regularly. Vitamin A supports overall health of the skin and aids in the health, function, and repair of skin cells, improves elasticity and thickness. Vitamin C is needed to repair skin and tissues. It accelerates skin's healing processes and can fight the aging process. It also promotes collagen in dermal tissues. Vitamin D enables the body to absorb and use calcium. It promotes rapid healing of the skin. Vitamin E protects skin from harmful effects of the sun's UV light. Water in the skin. To function properly, the body relies heavily on the benefits of water. Again, it composes 50 to 70% of the body's weight. The amount of water needed daily depends on how much you weigh and your daily physical activity. That is the end of Chapter 7. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you.